Hello and welcome back to Wrongmar. In today's maths lesson, we're taking another look at positive and negative numbers. Our goal for today is to compare positive and negative numbers. Let's start with a warm-up game. I'm going to give you a number between minus 100 and positive 100. All you have to do is say whether the next number I call out will be higher or lower. I'll do this 3 times, see if you can get all the way to the end without getting it wrong. You ready? Okay, your first number is 60. So will the next number be higher or lower than 60? Got your answer? It's 30. So it was lower. If you're still in the game, good job. If not, don't worry, there's another round. Now, 30. Higher or lower than 30? Got your answer? Okay, the next one was minus 10. So it's lower again. If you're still in, great. Only one more to go. So, higher or lower than minus 10? Ready? It's minus 50. So it's lower again. If you got all the way to the end, good job. Let's go for one more round now that you know how to play. Round 2. Your starting number is 20. Do you think the next number is going to be higher or lower than 20? Got your answer? Well, it's 90, so it's higher. If you're still in, good job. Higher or lower than 90? Got your answer? Well, the next number is minus 40, so it was lower. And the last one, higher or lower than minus 40? It is minus 80, so it was lower. How far did you get on both rounds? Well, what you were doing there was, in your head, you were comparing numbers. You were saying, is there more numbers larger or smaller than this number? When we're comparing numbers in maths, these two signs are extremely important. Can you remember what these signs mean? Pause the video and write down an answer. Well, hopefully you remember that these two signs are the less than and more than or greater than signs. They tell us which number is the bigger one and which one is the smaller one. Now, they do look quite similar, so to help you remember which one's which, remember that the open part of the sign is always next to the larger number. A good way of remembering this is to either remember the picture or actually draw the picture of a crocodile eating the bigger number, because crocodiles are pretty hungry. So let's just jump straight into some practice questions. These two numbers, nice and simple. What sign goes in the space? Pause the video and write down your answer. So you should have this sign. This means that 5 is less than 8. Simples. Now remember what you learned in the last lesson about negative and positive numbers. Have a look at this one. What sign goes in the space? Pause the video and write down an answer. Well, you should have this sign. Minus 3 is less than 15. Let's go again. These two. What sign goes in the missing space? Pause the video and write down an answer. Well, you should have this sign here. Believe it or not, as weird as it sounds, 0 is greater than minus 8. This is where you have to be careful and remember the number line. Remember that minus numbers are all less than 0. Think of it like temperature. If it's 0 degrees out, yeah, it's pretty cold, but if it's minus 8 degrees, it's even colder. How about this one? What sign goes in the space? Pause the video and write down an answer. You should have this. 5 is greater than minus 5. And one more. What sign goes in the space? Pause the video, write down your answer. You should have minus 45 is less than minus 6. And again, be careful. I know 45 looks like a big number, but think about that little minus sign. Minus 45 degrees would be unbelievably cold. Minus 6, only quite cold. Now that you've got the hang of those, let's try these number chains. So there's 2 missing spaces this time. You have to be really careful. Look at the number on the left and the one on the right. So, what sign goes in the missing spaces? Pause the video and write down your answer. So here's what you should have. Minus 4 is less than minus 2, and minus 2 is less than 7. Let's go again. what sign is missing in the two spaces? Pause the video, write down an answer. So here's what you should have. 0 is greater than -7, and -7 is less than -1. How about this one? What sign goes in the missing spaces? Pause the video, write down an answer. So here's what you should have. -5 is less than 10. 10 is greater than 5. Now hopefully you know enough about negative and positive numbers to make those questions really quite easy for you. So here's one final challenge before I let you go. Take a look at this big, long number chain. Fill in all the missing spaces with the correct sign. Pause the video and give it a try. So here's what you should have got. 0 is less than 10. 10 is greater than -7. -7 is less than 1. And 1 is equal to 1. So our goal for today's lesson was to compare positive and negative numbers. Can you do that now? If you can, great, you're ready to try some practice activities down below. If not, have another look at the video. That's all we have time for this week. Until next time, take care.